The story unfolds with a guy named Stiles facing a death sentence for a crime he didn't commit. Despite his honesty, religious beliefs, and honorable service as a soldier, he finds himself strapped down, awaiting a lethal injection. As a priest offers him the chance to confess his sins, Stiles vehemently denies the murder accusation. The injection follows, and a doctor confirms his apparent demise. Yet, to everyone's shock, Stiles revives, bewildered by his unexpected survival. Questioning why he's been spared, he learns that his military background grants him a peculiar opportunity. He can opt for a mysterious medical experiment instead of immediate death. Feeling cornered, Sergeant Stiles reluctantly agrees to the enigmatic procedure, unsure of what it entails. Thus, his journey takes an unforeseen turn, plunging him into a realm of uncertainty and unforeseen consequences as he grapples with the choices forced upon him. Shortly, Dr. Crystal arrives to assess him. As she examines him, her hands tremble noticeably. Fearing him to be a murderer, he vehemently denies the accusations against him. Despite his protests, she remains unconvinced, having watched his trial unfold on television. She firmly asserts his guilt, accusing him of ending the lives of 11 innocent individuals. He counters with a shocking revelation. He admits to taking lives, but only under orders while on duty. He insists that he's been framed for political reasons, pleading with her to see beyond the facade. Yet she remains steadfast in her disbelief, adamant that her conviction won't alter anything. In a bid to ease her fear, he suggests that believing him might steady her trembling hands, but she brushes aside his plea. Instead, she proceeds to collect samples of his hair, blood, and skin for medical analysis. When questioned about the purpose of these experiments, she deflects, claiming she lacks the necessary information. With a curt instruction to rest, she exits the room, leaving him in uncertainty. Dr. Crystal found herself inundated with directives regarding the medical experiment, her surprise palpable as she absorbed the intricate details. The leader of the experiment unveiled an alien specimen, disclosing their intention to genetically merge Sergeant Stiles' DNA with that of the extraterrestrial entity. Put plainly, they aim to metamorphose Stiles into an alien to assess its potential threat. Emphasizing the classified nature of the endeavor, he impressed upon her the need for secrecy. Though acknowledging the feasibility of transforming Sergeant Stiles, Dr. Crystal voiced concerns about his ability to endure the ensuing agony. Subsequently, a senior officer entered the scene, sparking a heated exchange. It transpired that Stiles, a former soldier, had defied a direct order due to personal convictions about its moral rectitude, leading to his punishment. However, as Dr. Crystal eavesdropped on their discourse, she gleaned crucial information. Stiles was innocent of the alleged murder. As the grim reality of the experiment unfolded before him, Stiles was gripped by incredulity. His faith in the integrity of the general, once unwavering, shattered in the face of this revelation. Moved by remorse and compassion, the general struggled to contain his emotions, his anguish evident as he bid Stiles farewell and exited the room. With trembling hands, Dr. Crystal prepared to administer the transformative injection. Yet, despite the impending ordeal, Stiles clung to his faith, clutching a Bible to his chest and offering forgiveness to the doctor for her impending actions. Taken aback by his unexpected gesture of grace, Dr. Crystal steeled herself and administered the injection, the weight of her decision heavy upon her conscience. Before long, Stiles awakens to an overwhelming sensation of discomfort, followed by a bout of vomiting. Frantic doctors swiftly attend to him, administering another injection. Despite the intense agony he endures, Stiles finds his face contorting, a tooth dislodging, yet he repeats a mantra to himself. They can alter your physique, but not your essence. Meanwhile, Dr. Crystal arrives to conduct further examinations. He pleads with her to spare him from further injections. She reassures him, promising no more needles. Begging for a shred of dignity, Stiles implores for clothing and vehemently reiterates his innocence regarding the murder. When he reveals his hand to Dr. Crystal, she recoils in shock. Horns sprout from his skin. Over the ensuing days, Stiles undergoes profound physical transformations, his demeanor growing increasingly aggressive as he repeatedly proclaims his innocence. Dr. Crystal observes his rapid mental evolution, realizing that the excruciating pain coerces confessions of innocence. In a fervent declaration, Stiles loses consciousness, collapsing to the ground. Shocked, the medical team resorts to electric shocks in a desperate attempt to revive him, but to no avail. Dr. Crystal, consumed by remorse, apologizes for subjecting him to such torment. In a stunning turn of events, Stiles suddenly regains consciousness, astonishing Dr. Crystal. She discerns a shift in his physiology. His heart now beats in an unexpected location. Inquiring about his well-being, she learns that the previous agony has subsided. The medical staff and military personnel stand in awe as they realize that Stiles has developed a new heart. In the upcoming part of the movie, Dr. Crystal explains Stiles' special abilities to the person in charge of the experiment. She mentions that Stiles possesses a remarkable ability to adapt, which surpasses that of ordinary humans by threefold. Additionally, he boasts 5 times the strength of an average person and possesses exceptional auditory acuity, enabling him to hear conversations from afar. After undergoing a complete transformation, Stiles successfully breaks free from his confinement within the room, leaving Dr. Crystal astonished. However, it's revealed that the decision for his escape was orchestrated by the generals, who intend to use him as prey in a sinister experiment to test their ability to hunt and eliminate extraterrestrial beings. Dr. Crystal is infuriated by this revelation, feeling deceived and manipulated by the generals who disregarded her efforts. As Stiles flees into the nearby woods, he catches sight of his reflection in a river, reminding himself of the essence of his being, declaring that while they may alter his physical form, they cannot change his spirit. Meanwhile, a military unit is in pursuit, determined to capture Stiles. In a bold move, Stiles kidnaps one of the soldiers, seizing control of his radio to confront the generals. He reassures them that he has no intention of harming anyone, and is aware of their ulterior motives in engineering his escape. The generals are taken aback by Stiles' unexpected defiance. Despite his act of mercy in releasing the kidnapped soldier, tragedy strikes as the pursuing soldiers mistakenly kill the innocent man, mistaking him for Stiles. Witnessing this heartbreaking turn of events, Stiles is overcome with sorrow. Dr. Crystal condemns the generals' actions, emphasizing that their approach will yield no genuine insights into Stiles' nature, urging them to observe his reactions to various situations instead. While the general acknowledges Dr. Crystal's perspective, he remains resolute in his mission to capture Stiles, embarking on a solitary pursuit to achieve his objectives. The leader of the soldiers is searching for Stiles. As they search, strange noises fill the air, unsettling everyone. While the soldiers continue their hunt for Stiles, the leader suddenly finds himself grabbed from behind by Stiles. Stiles holds him firmly and demands that he reveal his identity to the others. Fearing for his safety, the leader identifies Stiles as a sergeant and insists he's innocent of any wrongdoing, claiming he's been set up by higher authorities. Suddenly, Stiles vanishes without harming anyone, leaving the soldiers bewildered. In another part of the story, Dr. Crystal is startled when Stiles appears in her tent. Before she can react, Stiles silences her to prevent anyone from knowing he's there. Dr. Crystal expresses concern for Stiles, apologizing for the situation he's in. Stiles confides in her, questioning if she believes he's a murderer. Dr. Crystal reassures him of his innocence, offering him solace in her belief. This reassurance brings relief to Stiles, as it's comforting to know someone trusts him. He confides in Dr. Crystal, expressing his desire to hear such words before departing. Dr. Crystal offers him hope, suggesting she may be able to reverse his transformation. Initially skeptical, Stiles eventually agrees, intrigued by the possibility of reclaiming his humanity. Dr. Crystal explains her plan to suppress the genetic alterations that have transformed Stiles, though she admits it's uncertain whether it will succeed. Despite the uncertainty, Stiles agrees to meet her the next day to begin the process, insisting she come alone. As the night wears on, both Stiles and Dr. Crystal contemplate the journey ahead. For Stiles, it's a chance to reclaim his lost identity and freedom from suspicion. For Dr. Crystal, it's an opportunity to prove her scientific prowess and help a troubled soul. The meeting scheduled for the next day holds promise and uncertainty in equal measure. Stiles, hopeful yet cautious, waits for Dr. Crystal's arrival, while she prepares herself for the task ahead. The dawn of a new day brings with it the possibility of transformation, both literal and metaphorical, as they embark on a journey to restore what was lost. The following day, Stiles encounters Dr. Crystal, gripping a gun tightly due to his fear that someone might be tailing her. Anxious, he inquires whether she has brought the injection. Dr. Stiles affirms, prompting her to rummage through her bag to retrieve it. As she extracts the injection, aiming to administer it, Stiles halts her, noticing her trembling hand despite his innocence. Realizing she's accompanied by a troop of soldiers, he queries if the injection can revert him to a human. However, she discloses it's a lethal sedative. Pleading with him not to harm her, she receives assurance. Reluctantly, he releases her unharmed, declining her attempts to apologize, asserting one betrayal suffices. The general chastises Stiles for his failure, but he vehemently disputes, proclaiming his success lies in his pure soul. Astonished by his resolve, the generals prepare to eliminate him. Surrendering, Stiles raises his hands. Suddenly, a piercing sound disrupts their concentration, incapacitating them. All succumb to the sound, collapsing. Abruptly, numerous aliens resembling Stiles materialize, shocking onlookers. One approaches Stiles with an amicable gaze, placing a hand on his shoulder, then both vanish. In a blink, all the aliens disappear, leaving the generals elated but Dr. Crystal despondent. Realizing their failure, she comprehends the aliens orchestrated the scenario to evaluate humanity, concluding humans are lacking. Dr. Crystal and the generals are left fuming at their inadequacy. As we reflect on this tale, let us ponder the depths of trust and betrayal, the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Join us on this journey of exploration and discovery, where every encounter is a lesson, every choice a revelation. Like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on more captivating stories that provoke thought and inspire wonder.